run, that car just seems to go away, Larry.
And what we got to remember, you talked about it, is these two cars are set up differently. Even though they're running 1-2 up there at the front of the pack, they are set up differently. It looks like Steve Park's setup is a little bit better, and pit road's going to be busy here.
Pace car leads them around. Pit road should be open this time, and here come the lead lap cars.
Of course, Junior should have a good, big advantage here because he's in that first pit box down there. So with a good stop, he should get out with the lead.
Jeannie?
Well, guys, it should be a full maintenance pit stop for the 66 car of Todd Bodine because they're having some problems. They say the car is pushing. It's been pushing a little bit worse each time. He's afraid it's the tires. He also made some contact with the wall, so that right front fender, they're going to check that out as well. May cost them some time here in the pits, but they say it's worth it.
Steve Park is just a little bit tight. Jeannie, they're going to take a half a pound out of the right front. They made a chassis adjustment. One turn down on the right rear. Left side tires on. Let's go to Matt Yoko.
And that car is down and away. Tony Eury Jr. and the guys. Good stop for Dale Earnhardt Jr. He was complaining about his car. Was still tight aero push off of 2, but very good in 3 and 4. They made a slight air pressure adjustment to Dick Berggren.
Jeff Gordon also had a nice stop. They were concerned about the possibility that the 96 car was going to be pitted in front of them for the penalty. That didn't happen. They had a nice, clean, clear pit stop, and Gordon is back on the speedway with 4 fresh tires, and they are still trying to take the push out of that race car. Mike?
15 cars remain on the lead lap here in Texas at lap 189.
The real winner on the pit stop, Rusty Wallace, in the 2 car. He come in 10th, went out 3rd. One advantage he's got because of a poor qualifying effort on Friday. He's way down at the entrance of pit road, but he has Bill Elliott on one side of him in the pits, Joe Nemechek another side. They're a lap down. He had a free pit entrance there on his box. Plus a good pit stop.
Yeah, a good pit stop, but that really helps you, too, get in and get out.
Here come the cars a lap down or more into the pits. Here's the exit. You see Wallace steaming along here.
There's Rusty way back here.
There's the line right there. That's what they got to go. Dale Jarrett right there. But you see Dale Earnhardt Jr., by virtue of sitting on the pole, getting that #1 pit selection, he beats these guys out. All he has to do is move about 5 feet.
And that was a 4-tire change for Wallace.
He ain't going to take those 2 tires anymore, don't believe.
So after pit stops, Dale Earnhardt Jr. back to the front here in Texas. You're watching NASCAR on Fox.
Get inside the official gear of NASCAR. Apparel, collectibles, and more. Only at NASCAR.com. America Online keyword NASCAR.
This program is brought to you by Labatt's.
I am from Japan.
I am from Canada.
Oh, Canada! Canada!
Canada! Blue! No. Blue!
Blue!
Close enough.
Close enough!
Look up, see blue. Labatt Blue.
You made me love you.
Didn't want to do it.
Nice Harley.
Yeah. Get your Harley experience at Harrahs Harley-Davidson.
In case of an emergency, make sure you're in the right vehicle. The all-new Dodge Grand Caravan, the best minivan ever. With a safety cage body structure, head impact protection, front airbags that deploy at different levels depending on conditions, and available side airbags. It's not a minivan. It's a mini vault. Now get $1,500 cash allowance or low 0.9 financing on Dodge Caravan.
Hey, race fans, you can experience great racing for only $39. Watkins Glen International has weekend admission prices for the Festival of Speed and Sound, NASCAR Busch, and ARCA Remax Series as low as $39. But that's not all. There's also a concert and special viewing party for the Pepsi 400 NASCAR Winston Cup event live from Daytona on Saturday night. A complete weekend racing and entertainment package starting at $39. For tickets, call 607-535-2481 or visit theglen.com.
191 laps complete. As you watch from the Budweiser blimp, we're about to get the green flag. You see the pace car peel away in turn 4 and head for pit road. Dale Earnhardt Jr. about to restart the Harrahs 500. Green flag. We're back racing at Texas. 3 wide into turn 1, back behind the leaders, and it was Kurt Busch kicked up high there on the restart. Junior wastes no time in jumping out from this field.
Well, he knows his car's not been good on the long runs. On a short run, when he's good, he needs to put as much distance on these guys as he can.
Plus, if he's tight, he's got a little aero push, he don't want to get behind anybody. So I think this is a good move for him.
Let's show you what happened to Kurt Busch.
Here he is back in here. Now that's a pass to the right, and you can do that.
The green flag is out, even though he isn't at the start-finish line, except at the start of the race. They have a designated area. When the green flag's out, you can go, but you have to go to the right.
And you can see now he did not gain a position when it sorted back out. He had to drop back in line about where he was.
Well, normally the guys you pass on the right like that don't appreciate it. They don't cut you a lot of slack when you get down to turn 1.
And he is a rookie after all. They did not cut him any.
One thing I figured out, I know why people always ask us what do we do in the cars if we got to go to the bathroom. Well, folks, I can tell you, up here in the booth, you have to go to the bathroom a lot. Out there in the car, you never have to go. But I never drank 4 cups of coffee and 3 bottles of water either.
Just keep tugging on that steering wheel, Darrell.
That's it.
We'll be all right. Here's Kevin Harvick, yesterday's winner in the 300-mile Busch Series race. 7th place.
Every time a caution flag comes out and these guys that are back in the pack can get into the pits and make adjustments on their cars, somebody's going to spring out of there with a change that's going to put them to the front. Maybe they take a spring rubber out. Maybe they put one in, track bar adjustment, wedge adjustment, air adjustment, but they get a chance to work on their car and that can improve their performance dramatically.
Rusty Wallace there in front of Steve Park up to 4th spot, and look at his pit stops each time. Every time he's come out of the pits in a better position than he went in.
You know, last week at Bristol they kept having problems on pit stops, and that graphic was like reversed. But this week these guys have made a difference. Here at Texas, it's so much easier to pass them on pit road than on the racetrack. Looks like Ricky Rudd, our 28 car, he had a little bit of trouble right there.
Oh, he went down into turn 1 and the thing just took off on him. I mean, up the track it went. Did a good job of hanging on to her because she was headed for the wall.
Ricky now in the 7th position in the 28th car.
Settles in there behind Harvick. Car looks okay now. Back up to speed.
Yeah, I think he either drove in too hard or he may have been maybe got a little help. I don't know, but he was up the track. Let's see what happened to him because I looked over there and he was long gone. Here we go, side by side, going down into turn 1, 192 mile an hour. Sorry about that. Bad timing.
Guys, you don't want to be doing that going into turn 1 at 192 miles an hour.
And not only that, you damage that very critical left front fender.
And now look what's happened to Rudd as he loses his momentum. Harvick also gets past him there.
He saw an opportunity and he took advantage of it.
Johnny Benson and Todd Bodine battling.
Battle for the 8th position.
Yeah, and we haven't said a lot about Benson, but, you know, he had the best car here in happy hour. And on the long runs particularly, I think he's slowly just kind of been pacing himself, working his way to the front.
Would surprise no one if either of these two drivers won a race this year.
Oh, no. This guy is way, way overdue.
Maybe in Martinsville. The slowest, shortest track we go to. Now, slowest, don't get the idea that they just kind of ride around, folks. On a little half-mile racetrack with drag strip straightaways, they're running for all they're worth, and they're braking for all they're worth. It's a great show.
When we talk about bull rings, we're going to the next little short track. That's a bull ring, and we're going there, and we're going to try to ride these bad boys all the way around there.
If they won't get out of your way, you knock them out of the way.
That's right. You need a great big plow on the front and a big old bar in the back for a bumper.
Dick Bergman, what's going on with Johnny Benson?
Well, as fast as he was in that happy hour session yesterday, Larry, this morning they changed the car all around. 2 different shocks, 2 different springs, different sway bar, different track bar. It's a new race car, and they are just bound to determine they're going to win one of these things, so they rolled the dice, stuck their necks out to try to get better.
Well, that 97 car and that 66 car back there are really going at it. side by side off the corner, right behind Betts. Here he comes. These two guys are really having a waging a war here. There's Sterling right in there with them.
Now, I'm baffled. You have the fastest car in the last practice, and you change everything?
Oh, it's like a basketball coach, you know. Oh, they're going to catch up with us. We better start doing something different.
Whoa! Boy, Todd Bodine and Kurt Busch touched there.
These two guys are just working on each other.
Sterling Marlin in that 40 car, what we got to remember, he started back in 37th position, has worked his way, battling right here, Todd Bodine for the 10th position.
Well, Mike, to pick up a little bit, when you come out here this morning, you look at the weather, and you see what the weather's going to be like versus what you were like in happy hour. Then you know there was a 300-mile Busch race. So based on what you know about your car, you can make some very intelligent changes that are the right thing to do.
Now, the real thing we pay attention to, you talk about track conditions. Yeah, we look at the air temperature, especially the motor guys, but here's the key. We started this race 84 degrees. The clouds have been out, continues to cool that racetrack down, 79 degrees. The cars get more grip, but they tend to want to be tighter. They don't want to turn as good. But track temperature cooling down could help this man right here, Dale Earnhardt Jr. If his car's loose, it could tighten it up.
Well, I think what's happened is there's Rusty and Park racing side by side. I think what's happened is we're back like we started. Junior leading, Jarrett chasing him down. I think Jarrett made a bad change on his car the last time in the pits. They've corrected it this time, and now he's right back up there fighting for the lead again.
So Steve Park moves up to 4th. And Dale Jarrett is starting to close on the leader. Here's Elliott Sadler moving up. Was that at least three wide? One of those cars a little bit slow. That was Michael Waltrip.
I think Mikey just barely keeping up to minimum speed.
He spun into the wall on lap 4 to bring out the race's first caution flag.
And what NASCAR does, they clock cars that are running slow. They have a certain time that you have to maintain. They only give you one chance to maintain that speed. If you feel like you're not fast enough, could get in trouble.
Off turn 2. Big trouble.
2 cars in the wall, 2 more pile up. One of those is Ward Burton.
Jeremy Mayfield got in the back of Ward Burton and knocked him right up in the middle of that mess.
Casey Atwood, the 19 car, on the inside wall there. Ward Burton.
Here's Ward down here. Casey up here. And I'm not sure who this is over here.
Joe Nemechek in the 33 car.
Ward got booted. He was trying to slow down and got booted from behind. Casey Atwood in the 19. See if we can get an overhead here and see what happened, Larry. Love these overheads. Usually can get a real good idea about what happened.
This is off turn 2.
Oh, Casey kind of moved over in front of Joe, and they got together.
Sliding down the racetrack, here comes Ward Burton. He gets hit by Jeremy Mayfield in the 12 car. Jeremy just misses Casey Atwood, but Ward Burton gets spun around, hits the outside wall.
Stay with this just a little bit longer, and you'll see another car comes flying through here, just about gets into Joe.
Mark Martin and Kevin LePage just snuck through there.
Oh, you see, Casey got loose. Casey got loose back in the middle of the corner, and when he corrected it, Joe was on the outside of him, and he swung into Joe Nemechek's car.
A lot of new camera angles that Fox has brought to NASCAR, giving you some of these replay views.
See, watch Casey's car. He's coming off that corner. It gets loose. See the back end come out? Now watch him. He corrects it, and when he does it, takes him up the track, and Joe Nemechek's there, and they collide.
Ward Burton, he sees what's happening, but Jeremy Mayfield don't, and goes right in the back of Ward Burton in the 22 car.
There's Mark slipping through, and there's LePage in the 4 car. Casey is okay. Looking over his Evernham Dodge.
When you come off of turn 2 on the bottom over there, the longer this race goes on, the slicker that gets, and the harder it is to get off of that corner. Now this car, that 22 car, we've seen it with damage like that on it already this week. So it didn't really slow him down that much earlier in the week. We'll see what it does today.
Jeannie?
Well, guys, a big debate going on in the 2 pit. Of course, Brandon Thomas taking over crew chief duties for Robin Pemberton. 4 tires, 2 tires. What do you think? Well, the final verdict was out. What the heck? Let's get 4 tires in there. And their last pit stop, which wasn't that long ago, they made a track bar adjustment. So far, so good. Of course, going to put in some fuel as well because they have the time. Steve?
Genie, right side tires only for Dale Jarrett. They did make a chassis adjustment. 1 round of the left rear. Sterling Marlin coming out as well. Let's go to Matt.
A lot of discussion of a gas and go, 2 tires or 4. They were going to do 2. Then Dale Earnhardt Jr. stuck his fingers out the window saying 4. And he's down and away. No adjustments on the 8 car.
I think a lot of cars took 2 tires in. I think definitely Sterling Marlin did. I'm not sure about some of these other cars, maybe the 66, but we were just in the pits a few laps ago. So 2 tires right now for track